Dear students, yesterday we were discussing about entropy. So the term entropy was introduced by second law of thermodynamics. It is used to predict the spontaneity of the process. So we studied three different statements of second law of thermodynamics. First one, entropy statement, which says for all spontaneous process, entropy value will be increased. So with the help of that, we try to identify the spontaneous and feasible process. But in all spontaneous process, entropy value will not be increased. So that we introduce one more term called the free energy. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to discuss about free energy. So spontaneity and the feasibility of a process can be predicted with the help of entropy change as well as free energy change. First, we have to know what is a spontaneous process or a spontaneous reaction. If any reaction taking place without any external driving force, it is called a spontaneous reaction. So, without any external force, if a process takes place, it is called a spontaneous process. And many examples are there for spontaneous process. Now, this is the combustion of methane. So, methane is burnt in the presence of oxygen. It produces carbon dioxide with the liberation of 890.4 kilojoule per mole energy. So, this is an exothermic reaction and it is a spontaneous one. We are not inducing it. As I said already, entropy alone is not enough to find the feasibility and the spontaneity of the process. For all process, it is not possible. So that the free energy is introduced. Mathematically, we write it as H minus Ts. Okay. So Gibbs free energy is defined as H minus Ts. Gibbs is the name of the scientist. And G is the symbol for Gibbs free energy. As we studied, H is the enthalpy, T is the temperature in Kelvin, S is entropy. So free energy depends on the values enthalpy as well as entropy. And the Gibbs free energy is an extensive property and it is a state function. It will not depend on the path in which transformation occurs. Okay, we are going to predict spontaneity and feasibility of the process. We consider a system. The system undergoes a change. It is changed from one state into another state. So we may take it as initial state and final state. G1 is the free energy of the system at initial state. G2 is the free energy of the system at its final state. So this difference is called free energy change. The same way, H1 is the enthalpy of the system at its initial state. H2 is the enthalpy of the system at its final state. Difference in the enthalpy value is called the change in enthalpy, delta H. Temperature constant. Then next, S1 is the entropy of the system at its initial state. S2 is the entropy of the system at its final state. So that this difference is called entropy change, delta S. So we have two type of process, a reversible and irreversible process. First, we take a reversible process. Generally, equilibrium will be achieved in reversible process. Okay, so reversible process will attain equilibrium at a condition. We already studied entropy of the universe. That means total entropy value will be zero for a reversible process because system will have a positive value and the entropy of surrounding will be a negative value. So for a reversible process, entropy change of the universe, that means total entropy change is equal to 0. You substitute this value in free energy equation. delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Just substitute. So free energy value will also be 0. So one more question. For a reversible process, free energy change is equal to 0. And this is non-spontaneous. Okay. Next, we may take irreversible process. For that, entropy change of the universe will be a positive value. As we studied, third law of thermodynamics says for absolute entropy value, you take absolute entropy value will be 0 at 0 Kelvin. Okay. So a perfect crystal will have a positive value above 0 Kelvin. So when you measure entropy of any substance above 0 Kelvin, it will be a positive value. This we studied yesterday. So entropy change of the universe, that means total entropy change value will be a positive value. And we know that entropy change of the total is nothing but the sum of entropy change of the system and the entropy change of the surrounding. And we know the formula of entropy. Entropy is the ratio of heat change to the temperature of the system. So delta S is replaced by dq surrounding by temperature T. Now we are going to change the heat energy of a surrounding into system. So heat changes in the surrounding is changed into heat changes in the system. The magnitude will be same, but sign will be different. Okay. So here heat change divided by the temperature of the surrounding is changed into system, so that the sign is changed. And multiply this equation by T, you will get this equation. Okay. So delta S minus delta H by T is greater than 0. This equation is multiplied by T, we get T delta S minus delta H is greater than 0. And we take minus as common. Delta H minus T delta S is greater than 0. And this is the formula of free energy. Free energy delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So finally we have obtained minus delta G is greater than 0, which is nothing but delta G value is less than 0. So negative value. Okay. So according to entropy statement, for all spontaneous process, entropy value increases. Entropy value will be greater than 0, positive value. But what about free energy value? Will be negative value. Okay. So two terms are introduced in the second law of thermodynamics. One is entropy, another one is free energy. For a spontaneous irreversible process, entropy value will be positive. For a spontaneous irreversible process, free energy value will be negative. Okay. So for any process, if you find free energy change as a negative value, then the process is spontaneous process and it is a feasible one. Okay. And the next, delta G is called net work done. Okay. So this is the net energy. Free energy is nothing but net energy to do work. Next, we are going to derive the relationship between free energy and work done. Okay. So for that, we take the formula delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So in first law of thermodynamics, we studied enthalpy change is equal to delta U plus P delta V. So delta H is the enthalpy change, delta U is the internal energy change, pressure and change in the volume. Substitute this value in equation 7.36. So free energy change is equal to delta U plus P delta V minus T delta S. So according to first law of thermodynamics, internal energy change for a system which is done work. So when work is done by the system, delta U is equal to Q minus W. Just to substitute this value in the equation. And we know the formula of entropy change, heat change, temperature of the system. You substitute internal energy change and entropy change values in the equation. So free energy change is equal to Q minus W P delta V minus T Q by T. By rearranging this, we will get minus delta G is equal to W minus P delta V. This is called a net work done. So negative free energy is called net work done. Okay, what is the spontaneity of a process? As we said, any process taking place without any external force, it is called a spontaneous process. And the spontaneity can be predicted with the help of free energy, enthalpy, as well as entropy. And a tabular column is given in our book. This is temperature dependence of a spontaneity, how temperature affects spontaneity of the process. So as I said, entropy value should be positive, free energy value should be negative. This is the main condition. For a spontaneous process, enthalpy change should be negative, entropy change should be positive, free energy change should be negative. So this is the primary condition for finding the spontaneous process. Okay, 3 things you have to remind it. Enthalpy change should be negative, entropy change should be positive, free energy change should be negative. Based on the variation of temperature, the spontaneity will be different. It may be a spontaneous or non-spontaneous process. So the reaction will be a spontaneous process when we have delta H value negative, delta S value positive, and delta G value negative. So for all temperatures, this condition says the reaction is a spontaneous reaction. Okay. Remaining spontaneity will be different. This is based on the temperature. Next one, consider the formation of carbon dioxide. We are going to predict whether the reaction is spontaneous or not with the help of free energy value. When carbon monoxide combines with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. With the help of free energy values, we are going to predict the spontaneity of the process. So this is the equation. We have already studied the calculation of enthalpy change of a reaction and entropy change of a reaction. The same concept is applicable here also. Enthalpy change of a reaction is equal to sum of enthalpy of reactants. What about entropy? Entropy change of a reaction is equal to sum of standard entropy of products minus sum of standard entropy of reactants. The same method is applicable here also. Free energy change of the reaction is equal to sum of standard free energy of the formation of products minus sum of standard free energy of formation of reactants. So we have reactants carbon monoxide and oxygen, and we have the product carbon dioxide. Standard free energy of formation of carbon monoxide, oxygen, as well as carbon dioxide are given in the question. Just to substitute the value, this is product carbon dioxide. So standard free energy of formation of carbon dioxide is minus 394.4, and we have 2 reactants, carbon monoxide and oxygen. As we discussed already, standard heat of formation of all the elements is 0. So free energy value will also be 0. You take oxygen, standard enthalpy of formation of elements 0. The same way free energy also 0. Okay. So for carbon monoxide, Standard free energy of formation of carbon monoxide is 137.2. So the final answer is minus 257.2. This indicates delta G is a negative value. So the reaction is a feasible spontaneous process. Okay, so at this temperature, the reaction will be a spontaneous process. With the help of enthalpy change, entropy change, and the free energy change, we can predict feasibility and spontaneity of the process. So with this, we complete free energy today. So tomorrow we will discuss about the relationship between free energy and equilibrium constant, then third law of thermodynamics. Okay, thank you.